Hey, the screen's all fucked. Now you can hear me. Let's hit the horns, baby! Oh, maybe it just needs to look at the screen. That made it worse. How we doing tonight, y'all? Ain't nothing changed with my fucking lighting. It's just dumb. That looks absolutely god awesome. See, it's better for a second there. Usually, so when I do this, this works. What's going on, guys? How we doing tonight? Happy Mystery Sunday. We're in for the long haul tonight. Not too long, but we're going a little bit longer than normal. Hey, there goes. All right, so hope you all had a good weekend. I know I did. I didn't do shit. All right, Martinez. I don't really remember what we were doing other than we were looking for that drug dealer. Of course, we go live, so the kitty cat was to come here. All right. All right, we gotta call Alice back. Oh, we got something to do today. After 2100, okay. So we got a while till that happens. Prove your authority to Titus Hardy. All right, Moral, the cryptozoologists. All right, so where's the drug dealers? Make a choice with Kuno. I thought one of these was trying to find who the drug dealer was. Who's running drugs. Let's go talk to this lady.
The woman is still hunched over the railing, her head swaying to the music, her eyes looking at nothing in particular.
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
Are you the lady driver?
Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
Well, aren't you a lady? Let's tell a woman driver, and you're the only woman here.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul.
So you're not the driver everyone's terrified
I'm
of?
only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me.
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me.
Why are you so scared of the people who used to know?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
Ooh. You said long haul? That's...
The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just...
She hums along as if to a track on repeat.
In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air. You don't hear any vocals.
Alright, so then who is this female driver I was told of?
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to?
Oh, that's not
Awesome.
good. Did we already look at this?
An old monument stands.
Yeah. There's somebody else.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Let's look in the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
Ooh, what kinds of stickers and
The
insignias?
driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
Okay,
A
purity.
large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crown with wavy rays. It is the seal of Royalist era Revachol.
What's in the back
The back
seat?
end of the cabin is a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the Lost City of the Pygmies.
Ooh, the lost city of pygmies,
Racist
eh?
nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
Okay.
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Who's this guy? As a man with jolly eyes tilting his head.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab.
No, we're not a scab, though.
Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
What is it?
A kind of a worm, content with
Yeah.
their survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Well, where do they all come from?
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think.
You don't like
Gotta
them
be
very
bloody
much, do you?
stupid, freaking evil to scab. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
He looks at the mask, squinting his eyes, and trying to ascertain what they're scared of.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
We tried talking to them.
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
He chuckles, then realizes.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
I need to get past the gates to speak with your boss. I'm a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some of it? What's this strike about?
Oh, good, good. What matters do you want to discuss with Everard?
Oh, I'm out some information. A killing that took place behind the hostel.
Everard's got a lot of knowledge about a lot of things, eh? Doesn't often dole it out, though. But sure, why not?
This means you can let me through the
I
gate.
don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The
Takes
passage
a
grants
swing.
itself.
If it's all so simple, why don't the strikebreakers just go up the stairs?
I just
Aye.
walk in.
Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Measurehead.
Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock the door,
Aha.
then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
So you're saying it's actually quite difficult.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation.
Huh?
Or you could convert to his Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Has anyone actually bested him for the confrontation?
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong. Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Ah, got it. And another thing.
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
We got it.
The coin narrowly slips by
Damn it.
your outstretched fingers and falls to the ground.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk do, passing around cargo and such. Was not meant as provocation or ridicule.
The boyardero stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the trickles of blood adorning your clothes.
What?
Right, always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I.
All right, we're getting some money.
Not slithering scabs.
What's the strike about anyway?
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Let's talk. We gotta get out of here. Who's this guy?
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells towards the harbor gates. His voice is loudest of the lot. How discreet for a man his size.
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
Stay frosty, eh? The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He is a full head taller than everybody else here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Oh, then yes.
Ha! Couldn't handle us. A cause gives the workers strength, gives them power. We have a right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
I don't think I've chosen any sides yet.
Rights of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful employment. To make a salary. And feed their families.
His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired, almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers.
That's true.
I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work! Right to work!
Regardless, I got
Maybe
questions
you
for
should
you.
ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points his finger at the man sitting on the railing.
So do we, Scab.
I actually need to speak to the union boss. What is a strike? Let's see what he says.
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work from other people.
He sits up comfortably and his workers are girls. What do the strikers
Beats
want?
me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Oh, ill-fitting. What does that mean?
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You wearing new clothes?
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
Okay, so something's going on here.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
The man runs his hand through a steadily graying military aircraft.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud?
Yes.
No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Okay.
What's it to you?
Deep set suspicion drips from every syllable. Curiosity, going to figure out this strike mess. Routine, part of the investigation. That should look familiar.
Big mess, caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch. Or you just might be paranoid.
Hey, I'm interested in your
We're all
background.
workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
Bouncer. Where? I forgot on the bars. Maybe it's what I know. The work has taken me.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Never heard of it. You lying?
We're done here. I have a strike to break. Right to work! Right to work! Shame on... Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
Maybe.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open, and try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guards blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Head measure.
Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind him.
You seem capable.
Bad.
Yeah, why can't he do it?
Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke. And my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters.
You would try storming in like
Why
all of
don't
you?
you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look.
Oh, what does that mean?
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home. At least for now. If you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge. Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. Why you want to meet that fat asshole?
I'm interviewing people about a murder that took place here by the cafeteria.
I know nothing about a murder.
Oh,
The
okay.
mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
Absolutely nothing.
Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive. right to work!
Hey, Nibbler,
It's
tapping on Hobie.
shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup, open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
Oh. Really is my
We're
area.
not
Jeez.
picking a side in this just yet, sir. Pity.
Let us work!
Should we go through that again? It didn't seem like we had anything we messed up. Maybe we should go talk to that guy.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine. And do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more
No.
alcohol. Enter the endless cycle of consumption.
No, we gotta get money to make sure we have a place to sleep.
Looking for something, Aunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? I don't know what you're talking about.
First, you knew Sleeling, didn't you? Then why aren't you smirking? Then why are you?
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
Then why are you smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Rivachol West. You don't run Martinez. You
Come on.
don't run
Come on. No,
anything.
So who does? You? Who does, the lady driver?
No. He means La Puta Madre.
A legendary, and not
Ooh.
in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock. Controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit in Revachol West. Looks
Oh, we're
like
just
the
not hearing
lieutenant
about her.
has a plan. Let him do this.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are
Yep.
familiar with his peonies.
His flowers?
They're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
Ooh.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were,
Yeah.
and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
He tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
Oh, we can't get it. There's no way. Should we try it? I mean, 28% chance. It's a white one. We can come back.
The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
How do you mean you just step outside for a little talk?
What? What do you think we're doing right now?
Come on, stop.
We're outside talking. There's some kind of homo thing?
Yeah, maybe it is.
Okay, that's enough, detective. That's enough. We'll just have to ask someone else about the lady driver. Let's go.
All right. This guy got something else on it?
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind? I don't want to talk about that.
Why? You know something? What is it? I don't mean to pry, but I need your help. She might be involved with the drug business.
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is,
All
she
right.
isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do.
I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
He still is, hoping. It's just wishful thinking on his part, not trickery. It's true. We would of course lie, but a kind heart is tricky.
Yeah?
Bah, emotional rhetoric. He knew something and he didn't share it with you. That's a fact.
All right, give me a
Thank
name.
God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
Well, what does she look
A
like?
youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
All right, when did she leave?
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
Oh, well, she'll
It won't
survive.
come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
Believe us, it really is. Ooh.
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
Ah.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
It's not snitching, it's just a few questions.
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me too.
It's
That
lunchtime.
she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind,
Oh, never mind.
the way it worked, the trouble it was giving her.
When she left, did she leave her lawyer?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Wait, this guy says they're friends, then acquaintances, and he's okay with others ratting her out. Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
See, you're right with others ratting her out. You just don't want your hands dirty. Put herself in my shoes. I need this for another investigation too. It's important. I can't blow it. Oh, yeah, what's skill
Fine.
tripping?
I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt too.
You know what?
I thought you were a different kind of cop.
Something breaks in as he stares into your eyes.
The realization that you've used his friendliness and goodwill for your own ends.
Where is the lady driver?
Here.
Takes a keyring from his pocket, then looks it over before giving it to you in silence.
Her lorry's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know.
When did she leave?
Last Friday.
Anything else? Like, where is she now?
She left them to me. Because she trusted me. So I can get it out of the way when the jam breaks loose. Otherwise...
He doesn't finish the sentence.
The other drivers would have to tow it or break in to get the machines moving.
If they break in, they would find what's hidden inside. Something incriminating.
I bet you are.
Kind of, man.
And he's sorry he couldn't be what he wants to be. A good person. His last line, his revenge on the world.
No. I don't know. Nah. I need to think my own thoughts now. Pray forgiveness for my sins. Go check your cabin. I hope it gets you something. Help someone.
Alright, what do we got an update here? The jam mystery. Search the lady driver's lorry. It's the green one, he said. That's the one the racist had, I thought. Oh, that's yellow. Aha!
This screen found, A to Z, contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This is the one our man pointed to.
Let's try to peek
The
in.
glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and two steering levers. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private, cozy, warm, dusty too.
Alright, it's gonna
The
be
door
locked.
is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced. You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just...
Open
The
it.
smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Alright, what's up with the posters?
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
Ha!
One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
Stop and wonder, what's that smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably granate number 5. The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared.
What a
The
movie it
faded
is.
remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even, perhaps. And gentle tragedy. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? but you can't put your finger on whom exactly. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
What happened to
She
her?
wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too.
Alright, enough of the posters.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the
Alright,
looks
switch
like
the radio.
the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range too.
Is there anything we can do with it?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
What
The
else is
smell
there?
of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old... You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Alright, why would we do that?
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it to
The missing
yourself.
person.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
Yes. Lieutenant's eyes light up behind his perceptive prescription lenses. Wait, the missing 8th Hardy here? And she's also the one running the drug trade? What a handful. First the drug trade, smuggling, now this. How deep does this rabbit hole go? Women. Always up to something.
Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
I think the entire union is involved. Maybe even all the Martinez. That would fit what Joyce would told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio a metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper. It's an issue of Petit Feric from last
Petit Feric.
Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
What do we got?
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
Mission the pull.
The pull-out tool slides back into its nest. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce? Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Yeah. Seems like something the police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
Yeah?
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
Yeah.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
What about the movie posters? How do they factor into all this?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
A lot of women in there, especially for a lady driver's cabin.
Yes, well,
Unimportant.
like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them to other ends as extra ammunition. We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it.
Oh, we got a narcotics department?
There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you thinking
The
there,
fact that
homie?
one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Okay, we good?
Debrief over. After you.
Alright, so how do we get down to the docks again? Who is this guy? Should be browsing books. No ceremonies, just hello. Good one?
Yes? Hello?
Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Good, good.
It is. I know you are.
Do you need help?
What with?
Maybe your husband's?
Her hands move over the book covers.
Yeah,
The
let's
tips
browse.
of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking. Another comrade. Years of labor are pressing down
comrade.
on her shoulders. She deserves a hug for all the work she's done for mankind. You step in and close your arms around this foreign body,
This is not going to end
wandering
well.
astray in touch. There's a small movement beneath your hands as you shut your eyes. Then a tiny voice breaks out and asks.
Oh, I hope we don't die. Fuck.
What is happening?
She seems to be confused. Your hands are wrapped around her polyester coat. The fabric feels cold, moist from the sea nearby.
You know, just in case.
The situation is oddly intimate. Your cheek is pressed against her shoulder. Her hand is trapped between your chest. 5 seconds pass, and their passing seems so unimaginably long. Then she coughs and says again,
What are you doing, officer?
"Less talk, more feeling. Keep your eyes closed. Soak in the closeness. See what the feeling entails."
I'm a hug monster. Keep your
The
eyes
feeling
closed.
continues. Warm and comfy on the cold shoreline. You hear a question rising to the surface, trying to break the sensation. So tell me, how does it feel to be close to someone, skin to skin?
It all comes together now. I was built to be close with other beings. It's good, but I prefer a man. Intimacy? It's a catastrophe waiting in the wings.
I wonder how long it has been since you last hugged someone. No, you don't. And it's better that way.
What do I remember?
Nothing. Don't come back here.
What the fuck was that? But I need to remember.
Oh my God. Why are you calling me? Stop calling me. Are you drunk again? I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you ever again. Stop calling me. Get lost from my life. You ruined it.
Officer, what are you doing?
A swash of water hits the coast behind her figure. I had the strangest, I'm not even sure. I'm fighting for the workers' class.
You had the strangest what?
She hasn't let go of your embrace. Something went wrong inside
It's
my head.
okay. We all feel out of sorts at times. There you go, officer. Good. Is there anything else I can help you with? My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
So what I'm hearing is you really don't know where your husband is.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Would you like to?
No.
She looks straight in your eye. Her right foot is tapping nervously.
Of course he's not. It's not like he's a pocket watch. I wouldn't just lose him.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
Hush, baby.
What?
I was talking to myself. I should hush. I'm a baby.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then.
Maybe your
I
cockatoo's
don't
missing?
mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Yeah, but I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
Alright, cockatoo's not
Great.
missing. What did you mean by me
Nothing.
being a cockatoo?
Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Okay.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
No, you're being
Please.
sarcastic.
Let's do.
Oh, it's your children.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so where are they?
Are you a policeman or a nanny?
I'm a nanny. Now where are
They
they?
are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance. What if something horrible has happened? What if they're dead? That's
Why-
the bad vibe you got.
Why are we
before.
getting so crazy with this lady?
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Shamrock. There's nothing to worry about. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now.
I'm afraid the greater is more than ever.
My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16.
Oh wow, she's
Jenny,
just let her
she's
on her own,
turning
huh?
18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them.
Oh, describe
Why
them.
do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Shamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party?
Did someone say party? You could use a party. Hunt it down.
There is no
Sure
investigation
there is.
here. I can tell you that.
A flock of seabirds passes
Okay,
by.
it must be asked then. What are you doing here? Why are you pursuing this? Is it a hunch? The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Interesting. We missed a bottle.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
You seem pretty smart. Alright.
Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait, exactly where are these eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this.
Yeah.
But the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
What was that about, a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, man, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
I've already heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike, but I need your testimony.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Momentary lapse
They were
in faith?
dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Do you need security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They're meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Oh.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Okay, they
So,
should be easy to
what
find.
happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Okay, so that means the Hardy Boys are going to be executed.
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
I have to say, this is not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debarder have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect,
Ew.
can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
No, that's pretty
These
nasty.
men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
I can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first.
Many bleak scenarios have already come true.
Yeah, that's true.
Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
All right.
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Down
I
a
bet-
deep black well.
The lady drivers who got raped.
They boast a long list of clients.
By vote.
Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes, all the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Alright, anything else you got on it?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you
thinks.
still have access to the ICP's database,
The inside client
you could
password?
run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Huh. Could you contact the company?
I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
Okay. Oh, you said the deceased assaulted
Or
a
he
woman.
didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal.
Fucking Kuno
I cannot
told her.
testify by it.
Who did the passing?
The
on?
remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by
Yeah,
the
we
gates.
know it.
Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who was the woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
That's true.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
This colonel, the one who was saying, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Okay. How about
One
the
is a
others?
man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
Okay.
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased.
She closes her eyes. trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
There's a pang of regret in
The
your voice.
lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or
Or
50.
50?
It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Okay, his face
Indeed,
is all fucked
this
up.
matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Okay.
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth.
I want their guns.
They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
We still
You're
know where they
likely to
are.
run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Scab leader.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates.
Oh.
The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
South of the roundabout. One must be the goon and ill-fitting work closing by the harbor gates. The scab leader.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
One is probably in the building overlooking the roundabout.
Would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a shortwave at the ship's wheel.
She nods towards the swoop.
I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do
Until
we
the
have?
executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
Yeah, I mean, their buddy was murdered.
5 days, not more, maybe sooner.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
I think that's enough.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask. Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She shows the guard wire and takes a photo.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet and observe.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one on the photo.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like blooms in a pattern?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What is the use of this
The
map?
sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Okay.
Where is he now?
This one is going nowhere but the morgue. I've spoken to him.
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. A fear of drowning within one's own corpse.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande,
Pietro
through what I
Grande.
think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
She points to his heart. What is
Revachol.
that?
Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't.
Yeah,
This
she did a
man was
pretty
no
good job.
sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
You could tell us
His
more.
platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
All right,
I am
all right.
relieved you think so. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. Is there anything else I can help you with? This reality?
She pulls her hood closer underneath.
Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case.
Personal investigation into the world I find myself in. It's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality. Choo! Choo! Yeah.
How truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective.
My theory is that this inquiry is into the nature of reality will ultimately converge with our murder investigation. They're really one of the same.
Are they now?
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can then. Go ahead. Ask.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
I wish you could try that one.
We're in Martinez, baby. A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Okay, that's Martinez and Revachol.
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city. The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory. Beyond patriotism. A fact.
What makes it great?
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Okay, who built this
The
thing?
nations of the Occident.
Did they build it
or
on rock and
migrant
roll?
workers from Seminine and even
can tell us about
Iraq,
that time.
depending on your creed.
When?
In the DeLorean century, 380 years ago. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
Oh, so we're an unimportant part of an important place.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about...
Too much across the water with this crazy
A collection of tall ghosts behind the water vapor, light reflecting off their glass windows.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Oh, what do we need points for? Oh, confront the Hardy Boys. Oh, it was the racist dude. We need a map. Interfacing, maybe? Interesting. Maybe we should unlock a new thought. You're one sorry piece of shit. A cop, penitent, flagellant cop monk. What are we gonna get for that? Little guy gets a little further away. Let's try that one. Did I have 2 points? Should we put some in reaction speed, maybe? We don't even have a gun, so there's no reason to put something in that. Look to the sea.
She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
But wouldn't I be lazy if I don't do it on now?
Of course not. You are already diligent for getting this far, and diligent boys remember where they left off.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
Ah, that's bullshit.
A bird? A Svenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Keep guessing.
Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient ruin. A symbol of hubris and decay. Half submerged in some salty sea.
What, really?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games. Ah. This is the pier of
Alright.
two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories,
All right, who lived in
mostly
them?
the urban middle class, I believe. This was once
Splat, splat.
What?
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat in a soaring motion.
wonderful.
What's that all about?
The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture. Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world,
She's
an
a hipster.
infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Now explain the same thing but to a child.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
And what would that be?
Disco, baby.
I can see that, yes. I dabbled in those dark arts myself, not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly supracultural phenomenon. All permeating. Downright mandatory. Nothing infra about disco, baby. Those days are long behind me. And even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, but still enjoyable facet of the whole thing for me. The new, a cultural era, and the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It came out of post-revolutionary Revachol. It was ultra-liberal. It involved lots of partying,
Yeah,
as you might
baby.
imagine, and champagne-colored everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now,
Sounds fun. I can't remember a similar thing.
wasn't it Guillaume Le Million who said, "If you can remember the new, you weren't there"?
Wait. I was just thinking about that guy. Whatever happened to him?
Ah, yes. This is not very central to reality, is it? I can't be 100% sure, but I believe he died due to complications from venereal disease.
Oh, that sucks. So you're saying he didn't vanish in a puff of stardust?
All of them. I'm afraid no. But then again, one can't be entirely sure. It's all part of his mystique. Ask someone else and you may get a more champagne-colored take. Anyway, what other basic facets of reality should we discuss?
That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little...
Gotta make sure I get all my bottles. We gotta go talk to that union boss, but I don't know how to get to him. It's definitely not gonna be through this way. Oh, we got a new one there. Okay. Get a reality lowdown. What was new in our inventory? I want to hug the lady again.
Several maps have been... The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Choose a pathway through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North. Finally, coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Oh, nice. We haven't even been over to the church. Wow, we haven't even been over here yet. Which one was a net? Those on white are available to try now. Alright, let's go see if we can fuck with the net. I think that's the girl right here, isn't it?
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Because you know each other.
Yay!
She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Hang on, so you know me. We've met before.
Yes, I used to stand out there all the time, before Mother told me to focus on my homework. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, apologising to everyone. I don't really understand what you've done wrong.
Did I ever
Of
talk to you?
course, you stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
Oh, what do you mean better? I look like shit.
Yeah, but you don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes on, he thinks. Not at all.
Party eyes?
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy. Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
So, why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with?
I didn't know I had to do that.
I don't really like this detective deduction game anymore.
I'm glad I could help you, sir. A fridge?
Yeah, like a big fridge a cop could put a dead body into?
You mean like the ice bear fridge? Man, that's scary.
What's the
Ice bear fridge?
Yes, like a bear, but white. There's a fridge below the building in the basement, with red glowing eyes. I went back there once, behind the bookstore. Mum doesn't want me to go there anymore. Not that I want to. It was pretty scary.
There's
Yes.
a big fridge there?
That's a problem. The only way in is through the bookstore, but my mum is pretty strict about not letting anyone in.
Oh, it
But
sucks.
I don't know. You're a policeman. Maybe you can convince her somehow. Anyway,
Alright, we need to save it. Dropping all my shit. Where'd that go? I got no clue where that went. Alright. So we saved it. We got a map. Let's talk to Mama.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to crime, romance, a fridge. No, I don't know anything about a fridge. Aren't you interested in books?
My neck's getting all tense.
For whatever reason, she's lying to you about the fridge. Seems like you have to find your own way to the cellar.
We need to distract her.
Yes?
Should we try it?
Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide. I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle.
The Jamrock
Officers
Shuffle.
from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically. They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Kidding me? Why containers?
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
Fuck it.
Only banal things strike you. At the core, you're a very banal person with a very small soul. One you should be ashamed of. It's no wonder the soft one doesn't want it back. It was right to abandon you.
Aww.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Yeah.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her clothes curling up and nervously playing with the desk.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
This about the curse? Art is a fridge.
Everybody suddenly needs something from there. Leave the curtains be. It's what it wants. No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
Maybe this is different, police officer. I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own blood.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers. You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Step away, dear sir.
I don't care, you can't stop me.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say.
All right.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Alright, let's go talk to the old lady here, old moms.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to... I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of.
Why are you still talking about books? Are you trying to put a spell on me?
A spell? As if. This place doesn't need any spells or hoodoo mumbo jumbo.
I think she's
this
trying
place
to,
has
though.
Wonderful energy.
She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile. Then something breaks.
Okay, fine. It's just because this place is cursed, just like everyone said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
She closes her eyes and stares bubbling into
Host of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains. Take it easy. You've broken her resistance. Pushing her further will gain nothing.
Why didn't you just tell me?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store.
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
She peers at the curtains.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Wait, that's it? I was hoping for something more.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
Strange, I felt unwanted too. What does it mean?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
We sought help.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
Oh, we're going in.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective. Tell her there's a dead body involved. That will make it easier.
On a quest to find the freeze.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Wait, what if I don't want to lie? Ma'am, I came here to help. I've handled paranormal situations before.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
I sense the psychic emanations from afar. The sleepier beyond calls out.
I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but...
Hey now, hey. You need the booze to focus, all right? The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then, rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
I may have had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
Your wards brought me here in the first place. The Simonese blood also runs through me. I am the Void Revenant. I have the powers to debad all the bad energies.
You're part Simonese. Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hand of fate guides us. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
This is my partner Kim. He'll vouch for me.
Oh, certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
Hand on your heart and on my honor.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet.
Oh,
the entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Chimneys aren't big enough for that. The chimney, the passage between heaven and hell, of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just office space. And the damn fridge. Don't be scared.
Okay, but please, only a few questions.
The woman looks
Alright, we're totally gonna save it.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the... You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Simonese wards. Your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
Okay, what do we got here? man.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds. Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed-out, dark echo. After exerting some force, you
Here we
manage
go.
to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
We're gonna save it right here, though, guys. It's a workout room. This is a perfect place. What does that mean? We need to talk to Kim?
What is this place?
Oh, I guess we're talking to Kim first. Looks like a gym to me.
I think you're right, though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have
Maybe
a
I should do the
flashlight
name of
on
it.
us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Alright, perfect spot to save. So, till next week, guys. Drop a like if you haven't already. Drop a sub if you're new. Nibbler, thanks for popping in, buddy. I am out.